Joining us today for Primetime Local News is Peggy Sullivan, founder of She Can. And we are speaking on October being National Emotional Wellness Month. Thank you so much for joining us today, Peggy.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Really glad to be able to have you on here. It's important to speak on this since, many residents here in the border city could also be struggling with these issues. Now, can you explain what National Emotional Wellness Month exactly is for people that just may not have heard of this, national month and also have heard of She Can?
Yeah, it's really about us focusing in more on the things that we can do to jumpstart our happiness, to improve our mental and physical health and our overall well-being. There are so many things that are going on in the world that are out of our control these days, but there are also a lot of things that we can do to help us get in a better emotional state and control things that we have control over. And that's what it's all about, right? I mean, trying to control something you can't control is a waste of time, but lots of things we can control, and that's where we're focused.
And as being founder of She Can, what was the inspiration with having October as Emotional Wellness Month? What really inspired this?
Sure. I started She Can about 4 years ago, and it is a nonprofit for women to help them step into their power personally and professionally. And part of that is really understanding women in general. What are their challenges? What's going on with them? What do they need? What do they want? And so, about 4 years ago, I started doing a survey to understand women on a national level. I wanted to know what their challenges were. Were they happy? What was their emotional state? And unfortunately, the results are pretty startling. But what I learned is that two-thirds of the respondents are what they call surviving, not thriving. And only 5% of the respondents indicated that they were happy on a consistent basis. So, what that means is 95% of individuals out there don't feel happy in a consistent way throughout the day. And the reality is, people want to be happier. They want to have a more satisfying life, but they don't know how. Mostly because they're caught in busyness, right? We're on this cycle of getting stuff done and the treadmill of everything we need to do and our to-do list. And sometimes it's really hard to get off that treadmill and focus in on quality of life.
And I know with the current research that it's been showing with mental and self care, it's at a low right now, especially for women. So, what suggestions and tips can She Can like to offer for people that they can input into their daily, busy lives, like you were saying, and can really help them find some more happiness?
Yeah, I always give people three pieces of advice when it comes to self care. The first thing is let go of perfectionism, right? I mean, we all seem to feel as though perfect is better, but sometimes good is good enough. You can't exercise for an hour, exercise for a half an hour. You can't bake cookies, go buy them at the store. Just let go of this notion that everything has to be perfect. The second thing that has really been quality of life for me personally was and is claiming your non negotiables. These are the things that no matter what, you will not let go of. And they should be things like sleep, nutrition, exercise, making sure that you have downtime. I know I love to spend quality time with my fur baby every day. He just makes me happy. It makes me smile. And so I make it a point to spend some time with my cat, Oliver. And then I think the last thing outside of letting go of perfectionism and claiming the things that you absolutely have to have in life is the concept of knowing what you value, right? I mean, values can be an abstract concept, but your values, they are the things that are important to you. They make you feel nourished, they make you feel like you're thriving. And many times, women, they don't know what their values are. You'll ask them and they'll start to think about it and they can't really answer that question. So if you don't know what your values are and you don't know what's important to you, it's really hard to make sure it's prominent and dominant in your life.
Perfect. And is there any last message you're hoping to share for women here in the border city, especially as well when it comes to National Emotional Wellness Month?
Yeah, I think the main thing is life has definitely been challenging. There've been a lot of life quakes. You know, we've got inflation, we've got COVID, we've got wars, lots of things going on outside our control. And the one thing that we can control is just having a positive attitude and grabbing a slice of time for ourselves so that we feel rested, so that we feel nurtured, so that we're able to do the things that we love. And too many times we think it's selfish, but quite honestly, if we don't put on the oxygen mask first, it's going to be really hard to take care of family and friends and do a great job at work. So, women, go take care of yourselves. It is the most important thing you can do.
You're exactly right, Peggy. I think this is a very important interview we're having right now. I think it's almost going to be a wake-up call for some people that are watching this and they're needing to hear this message. So once again, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're quite welcome. Thanks.